Welcome to TrueVenge Chronicles, and hello to every new viewer. On this channel, we share revenge stories where truth wins and pride falls. Today's story is titled, My Sister Kicked Me Out for Embarrassing the Family. She read the message twice. It begins in Dublin, Ireland, with my sister blaming me for a family scandal and throwing me out with no warning. But I kept one message, one receipt, and one plan. By the end, she will read that message twice, because it changes everything. Sit back, breathe deep, and enjoy the story of the day right now.
My sister Keelan Brennan kicked me out on a rainy Thursday night in Dublin. It happened in my parents' brick house near Ranella, the one with the bright red door that my mother, Maeve Brennan, polished like it was sacred. I had lived there for 8 months while I saved for a deposit. I paid rent and bills. Still, one sentence from Keelan was enough to erase me. That night was family dinner, which meant roast chicken, polite smiles, and my father, Declan Brennan, reminding us that our name mattered. Keelan arrived late with a confident grin. She worked in public relations at a charity called Harbour Hearts, and she loved the way people praised her for it. My parents never praised me like that. I was a compliance analyst at a shipping insurance firm. I read contracts and followed money trails for a living. Dinner stayed normal until my phone buzzed. One email. Unknown sender. Subject line. Please check the filings. When Maeve went to the kitchen for dessert, I opened it under the table. There was a screenshot of a charity filing with dates and a registration number. My stomach dropped when I saw my name printed in black. Orla Mae Brennan, Treasurer. Under it was one line. Your sister used you as cover. Check the bank statements. Before the gala. I slipped the phone back into my pocket, trying to breathe. It could be fake. It could be a prank. But the format looked real, and the spelling was perfect. Maeve returned with apple tart. Keelan told a story about a donor, and my parents laughed. I couldn't. My name was sitting in my pocket like a stone. I waited until the laughter faded. Then I spoke. Keelan, quick question. Who approves Harbour Hearts payments? The room shifted. Keelan's fork paused. Why? She asked. I got a strange email about the charity filings, I said, voice steady. It might be nothing, but you should know. Keelan's smile froze, then returned too bright. You're snooping. I'm not, I said. It was sent to me. Declan frowned. Orla, why bring this up at dinner? Because the gala is soon, I said. If there's a mistake, it's better to fix it early. Keelan set her fork down. Stop. You're embarrassing the family. Maeve's eyes narrowed. Orla, don't start drama. I'm not starting drama, I said. I'm asking why my name might be on something. Keelan leaned forward. You're jealous. You want to drag me down. That's not true, I said. I'm worried. Show us, Maeve ordered. So I showed the screen. Keelan's face drained. That's fake, she snapped. It has my name, I said. Treasurer. Keelan, why would my name be there? It wouldn't, she said fast. Someone is trying to mess with us. Declan looked from me to her. Orla, did you sign anything? No, I said. Never. Maeve's voice went cold. Then why is your name on that filing? Because someone put it there, I said. And I looked at Keelan. Keelan stood, chair scraping. Don't you dare look at me like that. I'm not accusing you, I said. I'm asking you to check. If you're innocent, you'll want to clear it. Declan said nothing. Maeve said nothing. Their silence landed harder than Keelan's words. Keelan pointed toward the hallway. Pack your things. You're not staying here anymore. You embarrassed the family. Unpotables to cater. I stared at her, waiting for my parents to stop her. They didn't. Declan finally said, Orla, maybe you should go cool off somewhere else. Maeve sighed like I was exhausting. You should have waited. 10 minutes later, I dragged my suitcase to the front door. Declan kept his eyes on the table. Maeve watched me like I was a stranger. Keelan had already picked up her phone with that calm look people get when they think they've won. Outside, the rain hit my face like cold coins. I walked to the bus stop and opened the email again. The filings still looked real. My name still sat there, printed like a lie. My phone buzzed. A text from Keelan. Don't contact anyone. If you love this family, you will stay quiet. I stared at the message, then took a screenshot and saved it in a folder labeled Harbor Hearts. That was the first receipt. I rode the bus across the river to a co-worker's flat in Stoneybatter. His name was Tomasz Nowak, a claims investigator who never forgot a detail. When I rang his bell, I tried to smile, but my lips trembled. You look like you lost a fight, Tomasz said. I lost my home, I answered. He let me in, gave me a towel, and made mint tea. I sat on his sofa and told him everything in plain order. The dinner, the filing, my parents' silence, the text from Keelan. Tomasz listened, then said one sentence that steadied me. If your name is on a document, you don't guess, you verify. I opened my laptop and searched Harbor Hearts on the public charity register. The site was slow, but the records loaded. My heart thudded as I scrolled. There it was again. Orla Mae Brennan, treasurer. Listed for the last 2 quarters. My hands shook. That's not a prank, I whispered. A new email arrived, this time from a real address. accounts@harborhearts.ie. accounts@harborhearts.ie. Subject: Urgent clarification needed. The message asked me to confirm a bank transfer approval for event services worth €18,900, scheduled for the next morning. I stared at the number, then at my own name on the signature line. Somebody had been using me, and now they were trying to make me sign, too. I didn't reply. I forwarded it to my account and set an alarm for sunrise. Tomorrow, I would start digging. Quick pause. TrueVenge Chronicles family. Are you feeling the tension yet? Keelan threw me out. My parents chose silence, and now my name is on real paperwork with a real transfer waiting for approval. If you're enjoying this story so far, tap like and tell me your honest opinion in the comments. What would you do right now if you were in my shoes? Would you reply to the email, call the charity, or go straight to the authorities? Your comments help me know what twists you love, and they help the video reach more people who need courage. If you've ever faced family shame tactics, say it below. We're in this together. And what do you think about my channel TrueVenge Chronicles so far? Also tell me where you're watching, and subscribe so you don't miss the moment the truth blows up the gala. At sunrise, I was already at my desk, in Tomasz's spare room, laptop open, tea gone cold. The email asking me to approve an €18,900 transfer sat in my inbox like a trap. If I replied yes, I could be tied to whatever that money was used for. If I replied no, they would know I was awake. I did what I was trained to do. I built a timeline, took screenshots, and saved everything in 2 places. Then I searched Harbor Hearts on the public charity register and downloaded every filing I could find. My name appeared 3 times: treasurer, compliance contact, and secondary signer. It was so bold it almost felt unreal. Tomasz watched me sort the pages. If your name is on a document, you don't guess, he said, you verify. I needed someone who understood charity law, not just corporate rules. Tomasz gave me a name, Amina Rahman, a solicitor known for staying calm when others panicked. I called her office, explained the situation, and emailed the filings, the anonymous screenshot, the account's email, and Keelan's "Stay quiet" text. Amina called back within an hour. Do not sign anything, she said. We notify the charity in writing that you never consented to be named. We request correction. If they ignore us, we file with the charity's regulator. Will that cause a scandal? I asked. The scandal already exists, she said. You're choosing whether you're crushed by it or protected from it. She drafted a letter to Harbor Hearts chairperson, Hugh Talbot, a retired banker whose name appeared on press releases and gala posters. The letter was simple and sharp. I do not consent to my name being used. I have never acted as treasurer. Any signature or approval attributed to me is unauthorized. Correct the record within 48 hours. I pressed send at 10:17 and waited. No reply came. At noon, Keelan called for the first time since she kicked me out. "Where are you staying?" she asked, too gentle. "At a friend's," I said. "You should come home," she said. "Mum's upset. Dad's upset. You made a mess." "I didn't make it," I replied. "I'm cleaning it." Keelan's voice tightened. "Please don't go legal. We can handle this privately." "If it's a mistake, fix it," I said. "I told you to stay quiet," she hissed. "And I'm telling you no." I mentioned Hugh Talbot and the letter. Keelan went silent for half a second, then snapped, "You're making a huge mistake," and hung up. That silence told me more than any confession could. By evening, Harbor Hearts still hadn't responded, so I kept digging. The transfer email had a vendor label, Emerald Rise Events. It sounded fancy, but the website was thin, and the address led to a mailbox rental. Tomasz frowned. "That looks like a shell." I checked the company registry for directors. One name hit me like a slap: Sierran Mullen. Keelan's old friend from college. Charming, slippery, always between jobs, always showing up when someone else paid. If his name was tied to gala money, this wasn't just a filing error. I called Amina and told her what I found. She didn't gasp. She didn't praise me. She just said, "Good. That's a lead. Now we stay disciplined." Then she added, "If they're doing this, they will try to control the story. They might scare you, or they might blame you first." The idea made my stomach twist. My own family had already practiced blaming me for asking a question. Saturday and Sunday passed with no correction, no response, nothing. On Sunday afternoon, I went to my office near Grand Canal Dock to use the printer and to think in quiet. I spread the filings out like a map. That's when I noticed something I hadn't seen before. The treasurer's contact number listed beside my name. It wasn't my number. It was Keelan's. My chest tightened. If anyone called the treasurer, Keelan could answer and pretend to be me. I took a photo, circled it, and sent it to Amina. Her reply came back fast. "That is identity misuse. We file tomorrow morning." I packed up my papers and walked outside into the cold air. As I reached the corner, a new text arrived from an unknown number. "If you file, your sister will make sure you never work in this city again." My heart slammed. I forwarded the threat to Amina and Tomasz without replying. Then I stood there, watching traffic slide past, and realized the line had been crossed. This wasn't just family pressure anymore. This was intimidation, and Monday was going to decide who got burned when the gala lights came on. Monday morning arrived like a verdict. Amina met me at her office near Smithfield, a clean space with white walls. She read my statement, checked my screenshots, and asked questions in a careful, flat voice. "Did you ever attend a Harbor Hearts board meeting?" "No." "Did you ever sign a consent form?" "No." "Did you ever approve a transfer?" "No." She nodded once. "Good. We file early." At 9:05 a.m., she submitted a report to the charities regulator with my documents attached. She also sent a second letter to Harbor Hearts marked formal notice, and she copied the charity's listed auditor. "We document," she told me. "We don't argue." By lunchtime, the silence broke. An email arrived from Hugh Talbot's assistant, Nuala Byrne. Subject, request to meet. "Mr. Talbot would like to speak with you today at 4:30 p.m. at Harbor Hearts offices. Please confirm. No apology, no correction, just a meeting." Like I was the problem. Amina replied for me. Any meeting would include her, and we would write a summary afterward. Nuala answered, "Agree." At 3:50 p.m., my mother texted me, "Your father is unwell. Come home. Stop this now." I stared at it. Declan had high blood pressure, and Maeve used that fear like a leash. I didn't reply. I took a screenshot and saved it beside Keelan's "Stay quiet" text. Harbor Hearts sat in a polished building near Marion Square. Amina met me in the lobby, dark coat, thin folder. In the lift, she said, "Let them fill their own silence. You don't rescue them." Hugh Talbot greeted us in a glass meeting room. He was tall, silver-haired, and calm in a way that felt trained. Beside him sat Keelan, dressed in navy, hands folded, face soft with fake concern. "Orla," Keelan said sweetly, "I'm glad you came." I ignored her and looked at Hugh. "Thank you for meeting," Hugh said. "This has been unexpected." Amina spoke first. "Our client's name is listed as treasurer without consent. We require correction and clarification." Hugh's smile thinned. "We are looking into an administrative error." Keelan jumped in. "That's what I said, a mistake." I leaned forward. "Then why did you throw me out and tell me to stay quiet?" Keelan's eyes flashed. "Because you accused me. It's not was it a lawns. It's not of the said and plan. I asked you to check," I said. "You made it a threat." Hugh lifted a hand. "Let's keep this professional." Amina slid a page across the table. "Correct the register and freeze any transfers requesting Orla Brennan's approval. Also, explain why the treasurer contact number is Keelan Brennan's phone." For a second, Hugh's calm cracked. His eyes flicked to Keelan. Keelan gave a small shrug, like it meant nothing. Hugh cleared his throat. "We would prefer this not become public." Amina's voice stayed even, then corrected quickly. The meeting ended with promises and no deadlines. Hugh said they would review and respond. Keelan walked out first, heels clicking. That night, at 11:18 p.m., a voice note arrived from Keelan. "You think you're smart, Orla," she said, "but you're lonely. You need family. I can still fix this. Come to the gala, smile, and stop. If you don't, I'll make sure everyone knows you were treasurer. Your boss, your friends, the papers. You'll be the face of it." I listened twice, then saved it, because Keelan had just threatened me in her own voice. My fear eased to focus. Keelan hadn't offered an explanation or a fix, only control. That voice note was not talk. It was leverage. And if she was to threaten me in writing, she was willing to frame me in public. Part 2. I woke up on Tuesday with Keelan's voice note still in my ears. It wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it, like she owned the air around me. I made a fresh folder called Voice Proof and saved 3 copies: phone, cloud, and USB. Then I sent it to Amina with one line. She threatened to frame me. Amina replied fast. "Good, do not engage. We use it." By midday, the charities regulator acknowledged our report. A case officer named Siobhan Lacey emailed Amina and me. She wrote that they would review the filings and contact Harbor Hearts for clarification. Seeing a real name, a real officer, and real words made my knees weak with relief. Then the pressure came back, harder. My father called. Declan's voice sounded tired. "Orla," he said, "your mother is beside herself. Keelan says you're trying to ruin her work." "I'm trying to clear my name," I said. He sighed. "You know, Keelan. She speaks before she thinks." "She threatened me," I said. "She didn't mean it," he replied, too quickly. I realized he was already choosing the story that hurt less. If he admitted Keelan was capable of this, he'd have to admit he raised her, defended her, and helped push me out. "Dad," I said, "did you know my name was on those filings?" Silence. "Dad?" He swallowed. "Keelan said it was a temporary thing, a placeholder. She said the auditor wanted a second name for the register, and she used yours because you're family." My stomach turned. "So you knew." "I didn't understand it," he said. "And your mother said it was fine." "It is not fine," I said, voice shaking. "You let her use me." Declan's voice hardened. "We did what we had to do to protect the family." I laughed once, bitter. "Protect the family by sacrificing me?" "Orla," he snapped, "stop being dramatic. Come home. Apologize. Put this behind us." "I can't," I said. "Not anymore." He hung up. That afternoon, Hugh Talbot finally emailed Amina. He claimed it was an administrative oversight and promised swift correction. But he still didn't remove my name. He didn't freeze the transfer request. And he didn't explain why Keelan's phone number was listed as mine. Amina forwarded me his email with one sentence. They are stalling to move money. So I moved first. I called my manager at work, Deirdre Walsh, a strict woman who believed in evidence, not gossip. I asked for 10 minutes. When we met, I didn't cry. I didn't rant. I showed her the filings, the transfer request, and the voice note transcript. Deirdre's eyes narrowed. They put your name on financial documents? Yes, I said. And they're threatening your career, she added after reading the unknown text. Yes. She leaned back. Thank you for telling me before someone else tries to. My throat tightened. Am I in trouble? No, she said. But you need to protect yourself. If any journalist calls, you direct them to your solicitor. And Orla, do not attend that gala alone. The gala. Keelan's demand. As if she sensed my thoughts, a new invitation arrived that evening. It wasn't from Harbor Hearts. It was from my mother. Family needs you at the gala. Wear something nice. Don't make us beg. I stared at the message and felt something settle inside me. They didn't want me there to forgive me. They wanted me there to control the picture. If I sat at their table and smiled, it would look like I agreed. If a scandal broke later, they could say, see, Orla was part of it. She was happy. I called Amina. They want me at the gala, I said. Amina didn't hesitate. Then we treat it like a controlled environment. If you go with me, and we go with a purpose. What purpose? I asked. To let them believe they're winning, she said, until the right message arrives. We met the next morning in Amina's office. She laid out a simple plan on paper. 1. You do not confront Keelan at the gala, she said. 2. You do not raise your voice. 3. You let official channels speak. She had already contacted the auditor listed on the register, a firm called Byrne & Co. The partner, Eamon Byrne, agreed to a call at noon. Eamon's questions were sharp. Orla, did you ever meet anyone at Harbor Hearts about finance? No, I said. Did you sign any bank mandate? No, he exhaled. Then someone forged a consent trail. If that's true, there should be internal emails. Amina replied, we will request them formally. Eamon added, if your name is misused, the charity must correct the register. Any payment approved under your name becomes a serious risk. After the call, Amina emailed Hugh Talbot again and demanded a deadline. Remove Orla Brennan from filings by 5 p.m. today, freeze pending transfers, and explain in writing how my name was added. She copied Siobhan Lacey at the regulator. Hugh replied at 4:47 p.m., still vague, still polite, and still no correction. Amina looked at me. Now we know they won't fix it unless forced. That night, Keelan texted me. Gala is Friday. Be there at 7. Don't disappoint, Mom. I didn't answer. I saved it. On Thursday, Siobhan Lacey requested a short call with me to confirm I had not consented. The call lasted 5 minutes. We have concerns about governance, she said. We will issue instructions to the charity. Friday was the gala, and I could feel the moment coming, like thunder held inside a cloud. Amina would attend as my guest, not my shield. I chose a simple black dress, flat shoes, and a calm face. Receipts don't need glitter at all tonight. Another quick pause. Friends of TrueVenge Chronicles, we are right at the edge of the gala now, and the trap is set. My family thinks a smile will erase paperwork, and Keelan thinks threats will keep me quiet. But the regulator is watching, the auditor is asking questions, and Amina is walking in with me. If you've made it this far, tell me, what would you do at this exact moment? Would you go to the gala, or stay home and let them spin the story? Do you think my parents are scared, or just proud? Drop your answer in the comments, and tell me what country and city you're watching from. If you like stories where proof beats pride, subscribe to TrueVenge Chronicles and stay with me, because the message Keelan reads twice is coming. And if you spot a flag, share it so others learn too. The Shelbourne Hotel smelled like perfume and polished wood. At 6:55 p.m., Amina and I walked into the ballroom where Harbor Hearts had built a glittering stage, white flowers and golden lights. A banner with the charity logo hung behind the microphone. Waiters moved like shadows with trays of wine. Cameras flashed. Keelan spotted me at once. She glided over in a fitted green dress, smile wide for anyone watching. "There you are," she said. "I was worried you'd keep sulking." Amina stepped forward. "Good evening. I'm Amina Rahman, Orla's solicitor." Keelan's smile twitched. "A solicitor at a charity gala? That's dramatic." "Paperwork is quiet," Amina said, "until someone ignores it." Keelan led us straight to my parents' table, close to the stage. I understood the plan. If I sat in that spotlight, I would look like part of the charity family. A happy picture. A shield. My mother, Maeve, kissed my cheek and whispered, "Please behave." "I am behaving," I said. My father, Declan, hugged me fast, eyes tired. Keelan sat like a queen, clapping at the right moments, smiling at the right people. Hugh Talbot opened the program with a speech about trust. Every time he said the word trust, my stomach tightened. Keelan accepted praise like oxygen. People came by our table to congratulate her. They barely looked at me. At 8:12 p.m., my phone buzzed again. Email from Siobhan Lacey. Amina leaned close. "Wait, don't rush it." Keelan watched us. "What's that?" "Work," I said. At 9:03, Hugh returned to the microphone for a special announcement about standards. That line was not on the printed program. Amina's fingers touched my wrist for half a second. "Now," she whispered. I opened Siobhan's email. It was short and official. The charities regulator had issued instructions effective immediately. Remove Orla Mae Brennan from all officer listings. Freeze any transfers requesting her approval. Preserve internal emails and financial records. And provide a written explanation within 7 days due to concerns about governance and identity misuse. My breath caught. I didn't feel joy. I felt air returning. Keelan leaned in, impatient. "What is it?" I stood slowly so my chair didn't scrape. I kept my voice calm. "Keelan, can you read something for me?" Her eyes narrowed. "Now?" "Yes," I said. I turned my phone toward her like I was showing a menu. The email sat there with the case number and the date, plain and heavy. Keelan's smile held for a heartbeat, then cracked. Her eyes moved across the lines. Her lips parted. "That's not real," she whispered. "Read it," I said. She read the first paragraph. Then she blinked, swallowed, and started again, reading it a second time, slower. Her face drained of color. She had read the message twice. My mother noticed and snatched the phone from Keelan. Maeve read one line, then another, her mouth tightened. "You did this," she hissed at me. "I protected myself," I said. Declan leaned in, brow furrowed. He read the email too, and his shoulders dropped, like a weight finally landed where it belonged. Across the room, Keelan hurried to Hugh Talbot and shoved her phone toward him. I watched his trained smile fall away. He stepped off the stage, mid-sentence. The microphone squealed. Heads turned. The ballroom's warmth cooled into whispers. Maeve grabbed my arm. "We are leaving." "I'm not leaving," I said. "Not while my name is still on their lips as a cover story." A staff member climbed onto the stage and announced a brief pause for an administrative matter. People started filming. A reporter moved toward the side door. The charity's polished night was turning into a question no one could ignore. Keelan came back, eyes glossy, voice sharp. "You went behind my back. You used my name," I said. "You threw me out to keep me quiet. You threatened my career. Now you can't hide behind me." Keelan's mouth opened, then closed. Her eyes darted to my father. Declan's voice came out rough. "Keelan, did you put Orla's name on those filings?" "It was complicated," she said. "That's not an answer," he said. Amina spoke, calm as ever. "Consent is not complicated. It's yes or no." At 9:40, Hugh Talbot returned, pale, and quietly asked Keelan to step into a private room. Security walked with him. The sight of it, the lack of applause, the cameras, the whispers, stripped Keelan's confidence down to raw panic. My phone buzzed with a new email. This one was from Hugh. Immediate corrective action. He promised to remove my name, freeze transfers, and cooperate with the regulator and auditor. Amina read it, nodded once, and said, "They blinked." That was the revenge. Not shouting, not a slap. A paper trail that forced the truth into daylight. 3 weeks later, the regulator confirmed the correction. My name was removed. Harbor Hearts had to replace officers and preserve records for review. Hugh Talbot resigned from his chair role. Keelan was removed from her position pending investigation. The suspicious vendor was flagged, and the €18,900 transfer never moved. My family tried to pull me back with guilt. Maeve called it a misunderstanding. Declan asked me to come home. Keelan sent one cold line, "You think you won." But I finally understood something simple. This was never about winning. It was about refusing to be used. I moved into a small studio in Portobello with my own key and my own quiet. I kept my job, and my manager, Deirdre Walsh, backed me because I came with evidence, not drama. Tomash helped me carry boxes, and Amina checked in once, only to say, "Well done, you stayed steady." Sometimes I still hear Keelan's voice note in my head. "Come to the gala. Smile. And stop. If you don't, you'll be the face of it." She tried to make me the face of her mess. Instead, the regulator wrote the truth in black and white. Keelan read it twice, and I walked away once. A month after the gala, Maeve asked to meet me for coffee. I agreed on one condition: public place, daytime, and I leave when I choose. We met in a small cafe on Camden Street. My mother arrived early, sitting straight, hands around her cup like she could warm her pride back up. She didn't start with, "Are you okay?" She started with blame. "You didn't have to make it so public," she said. "It was public the moment my name went on the register," I replied. Maeve's eyes flashed. "People talk about us. People should talk about what's true," I said. She tried another angle. "Keelan is under stress." "So was I said. "But you didn't care when I was the one being used." For a long minute, she stared at the table. Then, in a voice I barely recognized, she said, "I'm sorry I let her throw you out." It wasn't warm, but it was real enough to start. I nodded once. "Thank you." Declan texted me 2 days later. "I should have protected you. I was wrong." I read that message twice, too, because part of me still couldn't believe he finally admitted it. I replied, "Do better from now on." Keelan sent me a photo of the gala program with her name circled. Under it, she typed, "You ruined my life." I didn't argue. I sent one screenshot back, the voice note transcript, where she promised to frame me, and wrote, "You chose this." She never answered. At work, Deirdre called me into her office and slid a folder across her desk. "We're building a small team for internal investigations," she said. "You keep calm and you document. I want you on it." My chest loosened. "Thank you," I said. Deirdre nodded. "People like your sister use shame. Evidence breaks shame." Weeks later, I passed Keelan on Grafton Street. She saw me and went still, like the ground had shifted under her shoes. I didn't stop. I kept walking, because the best revenge was not her fear. It was my peace. I stopped chasing approval from my family. I stopped explaining myself to people who liked the old story better. I kept my receipts, kept my boundaries, and kept my sleep. When friends asked what happened, I said the truth in one sentence. My sister used my name, and I refused to carry her lie ever again, no matter what. Life lessons. Lesson 1. If someone uses your name, don't argue, verify, pull records, save screenshots, and build a timeline. Facts beat feelings. The sooner you document, the harder it is for anyone to twist the story. Quiet proof is stronger than loud anger every single time, and it protects you. Lesson 2. Family pressure is still pressure. Love should not demand silence when you are being harmed. Set boundaries in writing. Choose public meetings and bring support when needed. If people threaten your job or your peace, they are not protecting you. They are controlling you. Trust your gut. Act. Lesson 3. The best revenge is a clean win, not a messy fight. Stay calm, let official channels speak, and keep your voice steady. When the truth arrives in black and white, bullies panic. Then you walk away with your name, your future, and your peace. That is real victory. Now it's your turn. What do you think about Orla, Keelan, and the parents after everything you heard? Which moment hit you hardest? The kick-out, the threat, or the gala message? If you were in Orla's shoes, would you file the report, attend the gala, or cut the family off right away? Write your opinion below today, and try to apply these lessons this week, at home, at work, and with friends.
Before you go, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next upload. Then head to the playlists section and binge the best episodes. Family revenge, boss revenge, courtroom twists, and quiet comeback stories. If this story hit you, share it with a friend who needs courage. See you in the next TrueVenge Chronicles. Like the video to boost it in the algorithm and help more viewers find these emotional, suspense-filled revenge tales. Your support keeps this channel growing, week after week, story after story together. Goodbye.